The winter season wraps up this week, and so does our AD podcast, talking all things Indian Hill Braves with AD Brian Phelps. Good morning, Brian. How we doing?
Good morning, Rob. Thank you.
It's a busy time, right? Busy, busy, busy.
Just as I get the schedules out for the next couple of weeks, it's crazy. Not only our teams, but we're hosting tournaments, and it's a sprint to spring break.
Your social media game was on overdrive over the weekend with swimming and diving, and you guys were all over it on social media over the weekend.
Busy Saturday for sure, but that's the fun part of the job.
Let's start with boys. Boys basketball. A tournament selection was last night. They're going to face. Looks like they have a little bit of a time to get their legs back. They'll start Saturday, February 24th against Baden at Mason, 3:30 p.m. Was Coach Hill pleased with where that was slotted, Brian?
Yeah, absolutely. After a big win at Taylor on Friday, we'll go to Marymount this coming Friday to finish out the season and to get a 5 seed. With the Max Prep rankings, it kind of really hard to tell. I mean, where you should be. We know where we are based off of the rankings, but yeah, those are 3 good games for us. I think all games that should be very competitive. Starting off with Baden, and that winner goes on to Clinton Massey, and then most likely would play Fenwick. So those will be 3 tough games, and hopefully we're in each of those 3 games and come out on the winning side of it. But no, I think Coach Hill felt like that's a good position for us, and it's really up to us to get the job done.
In that tough schedule that you and Coach put together for the boys varsity team certainly helps getting ready for that grind in the tournament, because I think back to that Christmas tournament, the talent that they played in that, they're not going to see anybody better than those opponents. So they just got to go out and play, right?
Well, that's why you do a schedule like that. You hope it pays off, and we'll find out if it was the right move or not. But we think that it should have been.
Yeah, it's great. Well, best of luck to them as that winds down, and then the tournament starts the following week. Let's talk girls basketball. CHL champions. Pretty exciting, right?
Yeah, really the season that they had, just kind of up and down with injuries and kids missing, and we went 7 years having a Division I college basketball player on our team, and the last couple of years have been more normal high school. Good players, great kids. Probably Coach Smith's best coaching job in her career here to get us to where we are. And we'll head to Loveland tomorrow to play Wilmington in the first round of the tournament and have a chance to win some games in the tournament. So we'll see how it plays out.
My 9 years of varsity coaching, some of my favorite teams were the ones that didn't have the superstars, that had a bunch of grinders. We had success, and those were the teams that you were most fond of. I'm sure Coach probably would say the same thing.
Yeah, I'm really proud of our girls, how they fought. Some young kids have been getting some time recently, and just been a good mix. When we're playing well, we are tough to beat, no doubt about it.
Well, best of luck to them Tuesday on one game at a time, and keep playing. So best of luck to them. Let's swimming and diving is into tournament time. Let's give the fans an update on how Indian Hill swimming and diving is doing from the boys and girls.
Sure. So we had diving at West Claremont last week for sectionals. We have 4 girls and 2 boys moving on to Miami University at districts, which is tonight, Monday, at 6:15, and have a real chance to send some kids along to the state tournament in diving. So that'll be great. Swimming was great this past Friday and Saturday for our boys and girls. A lot of success, a lot of good times for our kids. A lot of those kids individually and relays will move on to Wyoming this Friday, where the boys are in the morning and the girls are in the afternoon. So all day Friday at Miami, and we expect not only divers, as I mentioned, but to be sending some swimmers to Canton as well. And kind of the tradition continues for Indian Hill swimming.
Yeah, it's great.
And diving.
Yeah, that's I've never been up to Canton for swimming, but everyone tells me it's just the atmosphere is electric. It's fun, and it's just very exciting to be a part of.
It really is cool. It's a neat place to spend a few days for the state tournament, and a lot of fun for sure.
Sounds great. Best of luck to them, and much success as they keep grinding it out through these next few weeks. Let's go to the mat and talk wrestlings. I know they're about ready to, let's see, you have the CHL tournament. You guys are hosting, it looks like, this Saturday, and then sectionals and districts and so on.
Yep, that's right. We had this past Friday in-school duel with Roger Bacon. I think our community had a lot of fun. It was a really neat event. CHL tournament here at our place. We're excited to host that this Saturday. And then the road to state continues for them as well. They'll go to Western Brown for sectionals, and then Wilmington, and hopefully we've got a couple kids at least that make it to state. We think that we can. So wrestling's in a good spot. We're fairly young as well, so that's encouraging with only one senior. So not only this year, but the future should be a lot of fun for Indian Hill Wrestling.
That's great. Best of luck to them. Let's go to the lanes, and the regular season wrapped up last week for bowling. It looks like sectional tournament starts up out in Fairfield at Roll House on the 20th, and 8 a.m. What a good way to start your day, hitting the lanes. And let's talk bowling.
We just celebrated Senior Day for our boys and girls last week versus Reading out at our home house, Eastgate Lanes, and it's, that's always a fun event to celebrate them as we move into sectionals. We've got a chance to send, hopefully some of our teams or individuals onto the next level, which is district. So we'll see what happens, but it's been a good year for boys and girls bowling. And as we've mentioned every week, just a springboard into what this program will continue to be. We're excited to introduce some of our younger players, our middle schoolers, to the team next year, and bowling has a bright future.
Yeah, it's great. Brian, does the CHL have bowling in the middle schools, or is that something you think that is coming here in the next couple of years?
Yeah, we do not. 7 of our 8 schools offer bowling in the high school. It sounds like that 8th school may start it next year.
Okay.
We've not discussed middle school bowling. Kind of like golf, part of the problem is it is pretty tough to get lane times for practices. Sure. And but to build a program, you feel like you need it. It just hasn't really been a topic of discussion yet.
Okay. Well, best of luck. I know it's been a successful bowling season, and I hope as I get to sectionals that it continues for the bowling program. Let's switch to gymnastics. I know that you talked about they just had they have the city championships coming up Saturday at Country Day, and let's talk gymnastics.
Yep, it's the next thing up. Samantha Rosakis continues to, I think, get better each week. City championships are at Cincinnati Country Day. So if you haven't seen a gymnastics meet, that would be a fun one to get out to. And then they'll start their tournament, or she'll start her tournament run after Saturday.
Sounds great. Best of luck to them. Let's wrap today's show up with cheerleading. They had a nice trip down to Disney. I know you wanted to wrap up the show talking about their results down at Disney.
Yeah, our squad has made it a tradition to qualify for the national tournament down at Disney, at least as long as I've been here. And a squad that did a nice job all year, CHL champs, didn't advance to the finals this year down there, but I know they had just a great experience and could have a little Super Bowl party down there on their own. I know they had fun doing that. And Kristen Brewer, our program director, really is excited for the future of that program, and we see that tradition continuing here in the near future.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Glad they had a successful trip and safe travels back home. Well, Brian, this is our last show for the winter. Thank you for taking the time. Best of luck to all the Braves teams as they continue on in the tournament. We're going to start our spring shows. It looks like March 18th, and then we'll run 8 shows in the spring to get everybody up to speed with all things Braves in the spring. But as always, thank you for your time. It's great insight. Hope the fans enjoy it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate everything you do. And in the spring, hopefully we're talking about some some big time success from our winter kids.
Sounds great. All the best, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.